Welcome to my temple, Gemini. Please come in. You are now attending your July 2025 Astro Tarot forecast. This is a reading that involves both astrology and the tarot. And it's relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Gemini. And so if you're new, I've recently changed the name of my channel from Ava's Temple of Consciousness to Ava's Temple of Tarot, Astrology, and Yoga. And I've done that because I've just been through a major life-altering experience in the form of a crisis brought about by a hurricane in Florida. I'd been living in Florida for 15 years, teaching yoga and doing this show on YouTube for perhaps 10 years now. And so I just moved here to the big island of Hawaii, and I live in this cabin, off-grid, in the jungle, literally. And I have a lot of solitude. And this has given me the opportunity to really examine what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And so since I've lost my yoga classes that I taught for 15 years in Sarasota on the beach, I worked for the Sarasota County Parks and Recreation, teaching for them. Since I lost that, I have now decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to include yoga much more in my format, as I'm going to include astrology much more, which is why it's now Astro Tarot forecast. But in the last 2 weeks, between my cycles in which I post these readings, I had an opportunity to devote a lot of time to giving you a wide variety of yoga sessions, types of yoga, as well as lengths of classes and levels of difficulty. As I said, I've been teaching yoga since I was 20, and I'm 73. So some of the classes may be a little beyond your level of strength, flexibility, and endurance, but I want you not to be discouraged. I teach primarily now yin yoga. Yin yoga is a feminine yoga, a yoga that flows with music, with the music, not music as a background, but with the music. Music is the inspiration for the motion and for the sequence that I create spontaneously. I just want you to not be intimidated or feel daunted by what you might see, but just to give it a try and to help me to bring this to the world, to show others out there that you're never limited by your age. You may be limited by your state of health, but that can always be improved upon through exercise and through diet and through the adoption of a spiritual perspective, which is what yoga does for us through the body and what tarot and astrology do for us through the mind and through the soul. So that is my introduction to the evolution that I'm going through and the channel's going through, and hopefully we're all going through as we discover ourselves and discover what life is all about. So let's begin your reading. Gemini, for July 2025. Well, the good news is that Venus is transiting your first house, the house of self. Venus is, astrologically, a planet that symbolizes love in all its aspects. Now that love can be turned onto you. This is self-love. So this is a month of self-love. In whatever way you can find to express that, either through more superficial methods of changing your appearance, enhancing your appearance, bettering your appearance, in whatever ways you have the means to do. Or it could be about bettering your personality, making it more congenial, loving, harmonic. Now, Gemini, you're very charming, regardless of what sign Venus is in. But it happens to be in your sign. And this gives an extra boost of charm, personality, and graciousness to your character. Use it wisely. Use it to make your life better and to make the other person's life better. So you're on display this month, and shine bright. Shine out that beauty that you represent as Gemini. Geminis are about the beauty of the mind, the beauty of communication, the beauty of your inner self expressed through words, through art, through the abstracts of writing, painting, dancing. That's you. And you have a month in which all those extraordinary aspects of who you are can be expressed. Now, Mars, on the other hand, is still in Virgo, practically the entire month. Now, you've already experienced this transit in your fourth house, the house of family and home. Sometimes Mars can bring in conflict, but mostly it has to do with energy, the focus of your physical energy. And when it's in your fourth, the sector of family and home, then there's a disruption within that sphere. Everything is sort of activated. You are then motivated to better your home, to make your home your sanctuary, so that Venus in your first house has a protective shield, so that you can grow and your family can thrive. So you may have experienced a lot of just extra energy in matters of home and family. So maybe you moved, maybe you've had to move, maybe you've chosen to move, or maybe you want to beautify your home, or make sure that your home provides the security that you need to protect your family, to protect yourself. Again, it's your shield against the world. And that shield may need repair, or it may need a completely different environment, a different place. Because the fourth house is also about where you feel rooted, trying to find your roots, putting those roots down so that you can get the nourishment that you need from the earth, from life. So this combination is extraordinary because you're able to use your magnetism to draw to you the love that you need to improve not only yourself, but to enhance the environment that you're living in, to make it represent the highest possibility for security and for your well-being. That is what you're going to be facing for the month of July. So now, let's move on to your tarot forecast. And by the way, thank you again for your support. If you would like a private tarot forecast with me, there'll be links below, and that will help also to support this mission I have out here on the edge of the earth. Thank you for that. So let's move on now to your tarot forecast. Welcome, Gemini, to your tarot forecast for July 2025. Thank you for joining me and for your viewership and your sharing and subscribing and all of that. It really means a great deal to me. But what I enjoy most is hearing from you. And since I've been absent, as I explained before in the other astrology forecast, since I've been absent, I've lost a lot of subscribers. And I used to be messaged a lot more frequently. I've been doing this again for about 10 years. And so if you could drop a line just saying hi so that I know you're out there. And I appreciate your support in whatever way you can give it. Thank you. From the deepest part of my heart, thank you. So what I do now is I shuffle. And it's a very difficult thing to do with these enormous cards that I have. They're weight rider deck. I use them because their symbols are very varied, and they give me a wide scope of knowledge and wisdom. So I shuffle, and what I do as I shuffle is I think about you, Gemini. You're a wonderful sign. I don't have Gemini in my chart at all, but remarkably, my last 2 real partnerships were with Geminis. So there's an affinity that I have for Gemini, regardless of the absence of it in my chart. I so admire Geminis. They're the eternally young sign. No matter how old they are, they have a certain youthful energy about them, youthful essence about them that always is very magnetic. So the child within all of us is very well expressed in the sign of Gemini. You have a great wit. You're ruled by the planet Mercury. The Mercury is a symbol of communication. So you are masters at communication. Even if you are not verbose, extremely verbal, you tend to communicate in ways that are pleasant and well received, and you deliver your meaning quite efficiently, beautifully. So now that I've thought about you, I'm going to turn 2 cards upside down so that we have at least some reversals in the deck. And you can see that I've been shuffling. And what you do, and I so encourage you to learn how to read on your own so that the tarot can become your friend, your ally, your counselor, your guide throughout your life. I've been reading for 45 years or more. And I don't even know how I would have gone through all the things I did without being able to consult my good friend, the tarot. So you put the cards down, and with your left hand, you make, let me put my mic over here, 3 piles. And then you take the first pile and you put it onto the second, and that onto the third, and now we're ready. This is a very simple 4-card spread. As I said in the astrology forecast, I like simplicity because it doesn't muddy the waters, so we can get some clarity from the reading. In the position of the overall mood or energy of the month for you, Gemini, for July, we have, and we can take close-up of that if you want. That is the 7 of Pentacles. What do you see here? We see a farmer who now has grown his 7 pentacles, and he's gazing at them. This is his harvest. This is what he's achieved. And let me put this down now. Maybe I should pick it up again. I want you to see something closely. He's standing with one single pentacle underneath him. And that pentacle is the seed that he's going to be sowing for his next crop. So he is very much at a crossroads where what you have already achieved, accomplished, reaped from your efforts is there to ponder and consider what you've done, how far you've come. And now, this month, you're on sort of the crossroad where you are going to plant a new seed from what you've created. It's an investment in your future. And if we tie it in to Mars in the 4th house, this could be very well concerning your family and your home. Where are you going to put the new seed for where you are able to thrive and put down roots and protect your family? How are you going to invest your physical energy? Because this is Pentacles, the material world. What are you going to do materially to make this happen, to invest your money? Because again, this is about your material resources, what you've achieved, what you have, what you've accomplished. And now you've got to plant that seed in a new field, a new place, be that physical or recreating your home in some way, investing in your home in some way, financially, and again, physically, to better it for yourself and for your family, and for the idea that you want to put down roots somewhere, be it where you already are or into a new, entirely new environment. That is how we begin this forecast. In the position of what will specifically challenge you, we have, and let's look at the card closely. That's the Ace of Swords. You're an air sign. This card is an air sign card as well. Aces are new beginnings, new ideas, new thoughts, new concepts. Your challenge is to be innovative, to not be inhibited by what has been, but to change your mind, to revolutionize your thinking, to come up with novel solutions to then what is being presented to you. And that is the opportunity to make investments from what you've achieved into what will provide for your future home, future family conditions. So this is about coming up with new ideas, new thoughts, new inventions, new solutions, new attitudes. And to be very, after all, it's a sword, to be very aggressive with it, to cut away the dross, the useless, and to hone it down to what is absolutely necessary, and to follow that, to cut through the difficulties with a sharpness of mind. So this month, I wouldn't indulge in too many intoxicants, because you need to be clear-headed. You need to be driven by a new idea, a new concept, a new attitude. And you need to stay alert, consequently. So this isn't necessarily a month of frivolity, but a serious adoption of a focus and an intent. That's your challenge for the month, Gemini. Now we move on to the third position, which is the position of the unexpected, the unanticipated, the surprise, 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 surprise. Another ace, the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning on the material level. This is new financial beginnings, new ways of making money, new ways of pursuing money. It's the pentacle that is underneath the farmer in our first card, the Seven of Pentacles. So now you have an opportunity which presents itself suddenly and out of nowhere. Unanticipated, unexpected money, gifts, unexpected rewards, material rewards. You are the beneficiary of an opportunity that has enormous potential for growth. This is just the beginning. And again, it could have to do with your home, your family, or with the self, with the resurrection of the self, the resurrection, the reinvention, the restructuring of self. Always towards the better, towards the improvement of self. So perhaps you come into some money and you spend that money on yourself, improving whatever it needs, whatever you need to improve. Wardrobe, cosmetics, in some way. So this is inheritance as well. You inherit something that you may not have expected comes to you. So it's an inheritance of material reward. All right, wow. That's exciting. Thank God, huh? Because you're going to need a little bit of help to in this period where the new is being introduced into your home, into your family, and into yourself. All right. We end with a major arcana card, and that is the Hierophant. Interesting way to end. Well, what it means is the Hierophant, you see the Pope? He is the authority, the means by which you connect to higher source. This is a card of tradition, of being able to integrate, blend in, mix in to a previous structure, tradition. So it's over all of this, you're restructuring your life, but you're staying conservative. You're not wandering too far off of what has been. This could be you trying to assimilate into a culture, a tradition, an organization, a way of doing something that has been handed down. And remember that Mars is in your 4th house of family tradition. So there may be a need and necessity for you also to retain tradition or to adopt the tradition that may be, for instance, novel to you or new to you, in other words. It's adaptation into tradition. Very interesting, because we have 2 cards indicating a new beginning. A beginning that involves novel thinking. Yet, you have to stay somewhat loyal to a tradition, either one that you find yourself in a new condition, or one that you bring with you. You bring your tradition with you. So it's about authority. Finding your own inner authority as well. That's Venus in the 1st house. And expressing that authority through leadership. Conservative, level-headed leadership, but one that's inspired by your inner calling, shall we say. It's going to be a wonderful month of transformation, external and internal, Gemini. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the reading and can support it in whatever way you can. Thank you for that. Please wait now for a specific yoga pose that I choose to express the energy of the month. And that's followed by a yoga mudra, a hand gesture, to bring a spiritual element into the forecast as well. Thank you, and I'll see you next month. Namaste. Welcome to your yoga pose, Gemini. This is for the month of July, 2025. And when I think about your reading, its implications, that you really do need to maintain a steady, firm groundedness, as the Hierophant suggested. So you need to be grounded in the traditional and yet explore the novel. So what we'll do to incorporate that into us physically is we spread the legs out. And this is a stance, sort of like a mountain. And it gives you strength just standing with the knees slightly lifted, feet flat. Look down at the feet, make sure they're parallel. And then open up the chest and then feel the energy coming up from the soles of your feet, traveling up through your body. This is an upward motion. And as it comes up through the spine, let it spiral up. And let it exit out through the crown of your head. Just establish the energy first. Keep the chest wide open and the shoulders relaxed. Breathing through the nose. Inhale, lift the arms up to shoulder level, slowly. Inhaling. Pull out through the arms. Tighten the kneecaps. Lift the chest. Exhale. Deep breath. Inhale, rotate along the waistline, keeping the arms parallel. Then lean over and bring the lower arm down, keeping the upper arm up behind you. Place the hand over the leg wherever you can reach, with the knees pressing back. We then drop the torso down, bring the head down, drop the arm behind you, turn the hand in, and come into the leg. Hold and breathe. We press the knees back. We hold. Release the leg, then the knees just slightly. Lift the weight of the torso up, gradually inhaling up. Inhale up. We bring the arms up. We turn the palms forward. We pull out through the fingertips, feet flat. Exhale. Inhale. Bring the arms back. Look up. Press back. Bring the arms forward, turn the palms down, rotate along the waistline, and fold down over the other leg. Hand over the leg. We bring it down and in. We drop the arm behind us. Press the knees back. Hold and breathe. Release, then the knees slightly lift up. We come up. We pull back. We bring the arms forward. We press the hands together. We bow. And we say namaste. So use that whenever you feel you need to be connected to the earth and to feel fluid and explorative, novel. Thank you very much for coming to your pose of the month, and I would like to encourage you to join me in my regular sessions, which span a huge scope of physical movement and positions, poses. I do it to music, not just having the music behind me, but I do it to the music, and I let the music inspire me and lead me. So I hope you can join me in those as well. Namaste. Wait for your yoga mudra coming up next. Welcome, Gemini, to your mudra of the month of July. Venus in the first house of self brings to mind the mudra called mudra of the inner self. And what we do with our hands is we create a portal into the unknown of which you are a vital part. In order to know yourself, the unknown has to be also revealed to you. So we construct a portal with our hands. I want you to bring the tips of your fingers together, and then bring the thumbs together and bring them in so that they create sort of a path to the fingertips. And you leave a little bit of a hollow opening between the thumbs and the little fingers. And you lift up to your eye level, and you peer through that portal. We breathe deep, and we see into our soul. We release and we join in. We spread ourselves out into the universe, and we bring our hands to prayer. We take another deep breath, and we bow and say namaste. Use that when you need a way to look into yourself, to discover who you are, why you are. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next month, and namaste.